Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Dual Destinies. Previously, we began the trial section of the second case, and we met the new prosecutor on the block, one Simon Blackquill. He studied the blade. You could also call him Edgiestworth, I guess, if you want. At any rate, I'm pretty dang sure he's a convicted felon. I'm pretty sure he murdered someone close to Athena Sykes. Because, we had that little flashback scene of child Athena getting splattered with blood as she looked at some crime happening. And then we had, with Simon's introduction, a scene of him stabbing someone, and it looks so similar. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go down. Not to mention, Athena knew who Simon was, right even before his name was first mentioned, even. So there's that. At any rate, we're cross-examining Detective Fulbright's testimony here. Previously, we got him to amend this statement to his testimony, so let's pick things right back up. Mayor Tenma killed the sleeping alderman after planting the feathers and tracks.
Hold it!
So let me get this straight. You believe the mayor planted the yokai evidence before the murder, not after? Absolutely, and then he was knocked out cold by the alderman's last punch. He wouldn't have had a chance to plant the evidence after that. Something's not right here. Hard to believe that a stiff, humorless man like the mayor could be behind such a stunt. We have to do something, Apollo, before they pin it all on the mayor. Then we're going to need to prove that Mayor Tenma didn't plant that yokai stuff. How are we supposed to do that? How indeed. We definitely need to present evidence on this line for sure. Well... What about the bloody footprints? How could those have been made before the killing? Feathers and tracks. The tracks are made of blood. How is that possible? Is there anything about the tracks? There is the eyewitness statement, but I don't think that's relevant. Do I just show the tracks, then? Is it as simple as that? I think it's the tracks, but it's just one small part of this. Black feathers scattered on top of the blood. Oh! Oh yeah, on top of the blood. On top of the blood. Yeah, that makes sense. If you put some feathers around the area before leaving, then some blood would splatter on top of the feathers. I get it.
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Yes, and I'm going to prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This is the crime scene photo. And just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. But I already told you, they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence, then was knocked out while killing his victim. But that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. There's no blood on these feathers, right?
Take that!
Aren't you just pointing to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes, see how the feathers are on top of the blood, and the tracks were made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But you said it yourself. The mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene. Oh, there must be some mistake. Order! Order! Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Ha 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 ha! He just showed you evidence. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you. You do? But how? Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenma Taro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. Could have phrased that better. Will somebody please say something? The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare to mock this court and justice itself? You are unfit to bear your name, boy. I was wondering if we ever talk about that. Your baldness, it appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion. Hold it! Apollo, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court. What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please, hear me out. Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears, but you had better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about? It's all in the statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenma Taro. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came around a corner in the hall. It was around here. That she saw Tenma Taro fleeing toward the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise. What? How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before? The defense just proved there was someone else. So the mayor isn't the killer? Is it all a setup? The prosecutor is a convicted felon after all. Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good. Now let's keep it that way.
Objection!
Well, what do you have to say? Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken. Oh, I'm gonna laugh every time he talks about swords. My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer, that fool and that fop would have seen him. Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle? Now you mention it. Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time. They haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination? Why didn't those two see that Tenma Taro impersonator pass by? Why don't we ask them ourselves? I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was. The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor, to the stand. Well, let's not forget how LaBelle was going on about, okay, Mr. Filch, let's practice your statements. I just know he must have seen something. I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackquill. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. But when we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will. Did he just say captured? No, wait, I don't want to know. Very well then, bailiff. Please go wake up Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? The name's Filch. Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. Just a little something I thought you might like. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. Did he steal Fulbright's shoes again? Ah, it's those shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your lordship, your honorship, sir. What? But they seem awfully expensive. Yep, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your honorship. It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts. Ah, ethics, schmethics. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice for you, too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tenmataro in the foyer after the murder. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. I was making sure no one, bear, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. Uh-huh. I already see the hole here. That yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams. So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tenmataro? Yep, was guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the holy truth, none better, and none butter the truth. What? And Tenmataro? Bah! You don't really believe in all the yokai mumbo-jumbo, do ya? I certainly don't. Huh? My bracelet, it's... Something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Tanuki, Filch has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell, some sort of nervous habit. What? What the? What's a hawk doing? Oh God! No! Oh, come on! Oh. Oh. Oh my God, just when I thought he couldn't get edgier. Oh my God. Alright. Oh, jeez. Alright, well, this really does make a lot of sense, because, yeah, like the investigations game, there was a court case set in the prison with the convicts, and they all had animal companions. Oh, this completely tracks. What a wonderful callback, but even still, oh my God. Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. Oh. Oh, brother. Okay. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact. He doesn't live with you? You know, in jail? Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird? I've heard of a jail bird. Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. And that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard. The bird is a homophobe. Ah! I won't be able to spot squat like this. This isn't some sort of trick, yeah. Well, what the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills. No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom. Screech. Oh, somebody help. Oh, that's not weed in his mouth. It's a eagle feather. Falcon feather, whatever you want to call it. Oh, man. Oh, he's trying so hard. So hard. Okay. Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you save when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. If there was someone dressed as Tanmataro there, Filch should have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination. Guarding the foyer? Alright, let's do this. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked.
Hold it!
Mr. Filch, why did Alderman QB have you handle guard duty? 'Cause he trusts me. I am the manor's caretaker, after all. So you took said guard duty seriously? Let me tell you something about me. I'm... Yipes! Listen here, you little Tanuki. Get straight to the point and be quick about it. The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer and not else. Yes, of course, sir. Right away, sir. Black Quill's got him completely under his thumb. Like I said, I was guarding the foyer entrance that day. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest.
Hold it!
So no one could get to him. Sounds like security was pretty tight. And that's because there's always lots of sneaks and thieves around festival time. And the solution was to entrust the manor's security to a thief. That's not even funny. Maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know, it seems more like letting the fox guard the hen house to me. So the witness testifies that he took his guard duties seriously? Yes, sir, your honorship, sir. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m.
Hold it!
Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time? Ugh, poor old Filchy. Been working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn in his fancy schmancy suit and silly haircut. Oh, sorry, Mr. Blackquill, sir. Didn't mean to get off subject there. Sheesh. Blackquill didn't even say anything. To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye, no, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree.
Hold it!
Could you describe to the court who you would consider fishy looking? Someone all fidgety and shifty like, you know, like they're about to steal something. He just described himself.
I wonder why Mr. Filch didn't see Tenmataro.
Maybe Jinxie only thinks she saw Tenmataro, or...
Maybe Mr. Filch is lying.
And if he's lying, we might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. Alright. Keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. You weren't keeping a good watch. At 3 p.m., it was the, wrestling match you were so desperate to watch. He'll probably counter with like, no, I had one eye on the TV, but it was angled so I could see the whole foyer. And that's when we bring the blueprint out, show him that, no, that's impossible if you were watching the TV.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch.
Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that.
Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled, something you'd never miss.
Oh, I didn't watch that one, no siree. I was doing my job just like I was supposed to.
This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right?
Yipes!
Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster."
Ugh.
So, do you admit to slacking off?
You can't trick me with your Rudy Poo lawyer talk. I'm one of them professional types too. I can do double duty watching TV and the foyer at the same time.
The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief. Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off. That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. Well, that's nothing but a bald-faced lie. Bald, you say, but I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice. And in that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV and the foyer simultaneously. Now, prove it. It's impossible.
Take that!
Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in this diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Why, yes. Someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly. And that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim.
Yipes! The bag's out of the cat. Other way around.
Oh, he's so short he has to stand on a box of oranges. Order? Order! Order! But, Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case? It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tenmataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
Here comes the security camera talk. That's when we point out the window. Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered. What are you talking about? This. I'm not a mind reader.
Ah!
Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work. Right, Tanuki? That raises a very, very good point, actually. Jinxie was keen to mention that Tenmataro was holding a jingling staff that made a distinct clinking as he ran. I did not expect this, okay.
They were? Yes, they were.
But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't?
My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer, huh? You see, the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon.
So you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by?
Yep, my ears are working full time, so who's a liar now, you no good shyster?
A lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be the low point of my fledgling career.
Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Black Quill, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. And them bags under your eyes, they're darker than mine.
Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu.
Yikes! Please don't hate me, Mr. Taka, sir.
The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. Oh, that's a screenshot. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly.
Huh.
I'm not quite sure how to dispute this.
It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they're working overtime. The floor there's all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer.
Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. We must use common sense, for lacking that, our entire world would be but upside down. Says the convict prosecutor who is totally a sign of the end times for the legal world.
And besides, if there were any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo.
I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns.
But if we can't prove she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. Ugh.
Then we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Fair enough.
Hopefully we can expose some hole in here.
It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV.
Hold it!
You are paid for your work, aren't you? So how do you justify watching TV on the job?
Oh, but it ain't easy being me. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors and there's no way to record stuff.
Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems?
If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky.
I guess pro wrestling's serious business to Mr. Filch.
My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime.
Hold it!
You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you?
Oh, that ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right?
Listen to me, you little Tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours.
Yipes! Sorry. Just let me keep my tongue.
At least leave it until we get the truth out of him in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not?
Yes, sir, I was, sir. But it ain't like that. The floor there's all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by.
Hold it!
So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch.
As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Tenmataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle.
Huh. I think you may have just said one thing too much there. Jingle jangle? How does he do that?
It's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles.
What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise. No, he does not. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She said she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound. I guess that's the source of the noise then. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch says Tenmataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information? Very important, Your Honor. Extremely vital. I request that it be added to his testimony.
If Tenmataro was to pass by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle.
Hold it!
So, Tenmataro's staff makes a distinctive sound.
Yep, like a jingle and a jangle.
Wait, Jinxie said something like that. Something about Tenmataro making a jangly sound. Huh. I think we're missing something here, but I can't quite put a finger on it. Perhaps I should take a look at the court record again.
So you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer.
Hold it!
Please tell the court, what did Jinxie see if it was not Tenmataro?
She's always gone on about seeing this yokai or that. Just an act of imagination, I reckon. She won't even come near me because she thinks I'm some sort of Tanuki monster.
Can't say I blame her. So, Mr. Filch, you chalk it up to a child's active imagination?
Yep, no Tenmataro or anyone else got in or out of Kyobi Manor on my watch.
Oh, tongue twisters. Apollo, what could this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just seeing things? Well, if that's the case, the details she provided were pretty impressive. But if we're to continue believing Jinxie's statement, we'll have to uncover Filch's lie. Right, or find out why he can't tell the truth. Okay, here we go. If Tenmataro was to pass by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle. What do you mean, his staff? Tenmataro, neither in the statue or the scroll, does not wield a staff. What are you talking about?
Objection!
Tenmataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say that your story doesn't add up. Is there something the defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Tenmataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Tenmataro would be holding a staff? You see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. And she described its sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound.
Yeah, so he's holding a staff. What's your point?
Objection!
The point is that, the point is that Tenmataro doesn't use a staff, not normally.
What you talking about?
You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch? You're right. There is no staff. Not even a cane or a walking stick.
Oh!
So the question is, why does the witness think Tenmataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level. Well now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff. He actually saw Tenmataro. Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff.
Busted again!
Bloody hell, you... Oh, what did he say? You duplicitous little... Oh. So Black Quill knew ahead of time that Filch was lying. Great. Yes, how'd that feel, Black Quill? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tenmataro that day, didn't you? Well?
I'm begging ya, please don't make me say it.
But clearly you did see Tenmataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact.
No can do. No way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be.
He? Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Tenmataro, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is, why?
Mr. Filch is scared to death.
Is that why he can't admit the truth?
Huh. Come to think of it. They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that she had seen Tenmataro, he'd claim her soul.
Wait, you think Filch believes that too?
So Mr. Big-Time City Slicker Lawyer has heard about him. Them old village superstitions.
Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about? The people of Ninetails Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmataro.
Darn straight, that's why. It's all right here.
Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it, your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. Huh. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul.
See? That's why us folks in Ninetails Vale can't talk about seeing Tenmataro.
That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tenmataro costume. They knew that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tenmataro impersonator is the true killer. What?
Objection!
Superstitions, you say? What kind of a fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale could be so easily expose the culprit? You'll need to come up with a more rational, common-sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackquill.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark sleepless nights. There is no lack of superstitions in the Clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetails Vale. A life or death superstition might make even you a believer. Brrr. Brrr. Can't deny that. Order? Order, I say. You fool of a Tanuki. 2 times now your lies have cost me.
Sorry. I promise not to do it again.
Oh, that's an excellent use of that animation. Taka, my fine feathered friend, have at him.
Yipes! He's gonna eat me alive! Head for the hills!
Oh, he took off. Bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him, and with your fastest men.
That's certainly not something you see every day.
Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill?
Whoa! Uh-oh. What?
Huh? Oh!
His shackles. Ugh, I'm too young to die. How did he reach that far? Oh. Alright, okay. Okay, I need to say this with a straight face. Okay. Justice, don't know how long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade? You had best say your prayers.
Eek?
I thought he doesn't even have a sword. I don't see one.
Detective, do something. Ha ha ha! Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us.
Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackquill, for it is his sense of justice that set him free. Objection! Objection! I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence!
Whoa.
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards.
Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, can I ask you to, you know...
I think the judge forgot he's in charge here.
Justice Dono's assertion is this.
Tenmataro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. Oh, okay.
According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Right, and that yokai, or rather whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Cuby.
Silence!
Ah!
Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder,
did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber? Oh. What?
He's right. She said nothing about Tenmataro being in the Fox Chamber. Let me enlighten you.
That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door. And your point is? I think my brain's just broken. Whenever this man says anything, I just can't take it seriously. It's the funniest thing in the world. Why? Oh, okay.
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor.
I'm in trouble.
Oh, okay, one of these days this is gonna get old even to me. One of these days it just, okay, I'll be fine with it. I'm building up a resistance as we go, okay? Okay. No, there must have been someone dressed up like Then why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the fox chamber? Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenmataro inside the fox chamber? There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive! Long as my blade thirsted for blood, at long last it shall be safe. Wait, this is still a trial, right? Show me what you're truly capable of. Justice, don't know. Very well then, both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. Oh, no kidding. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... Oh! 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess. Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom? Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash your hands. See that you take no more than 3 minutes, all latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. I declare Prosecutor Blackquill the winner of this round of Simon Says. Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? Oh, I am not okay. I feel so tired now from these laughing fits. He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You've really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenmataro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy and the whole samurai act anyway? Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait. Let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence. I suppose it could wait till later. Ugh. Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Blackquill said, Apollo. Don't be late. For a second, I wondered if we'd get like some kind of anime cutscene of Apollo going to the bathroom. I don't know, man. I don't know how my brain works. Okay. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. Narahion, leader of the 100 demons, he really does exist. Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. Eek! What is it, my child? Begone, Narahion, leader of the 100 demons. Oh, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will.
Oh, my charm has no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one.
Now, you little scamp.
Yes?
I trust you know why you're here.
Bags.
Bags? Oh, that tricksy Tanuki? Is she talking about testicles? Try the noodle stand and go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. Oh, eye bags! Yeah, okay. Everyone's a comedian. You have to understand, when I think of Tanukis, I do think of their enormous magical testicles. Go look it up if you don't know.
No, I meant your bags, the ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azukiri away.
That thing. The yokai that washes Azuki beans. The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off.
Azuki Arai often keep people up at night with the noise he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore.
Is that so? Well, thank you.
Oh, that's sweet. Looks like Prosecutor Blackquill got more than he bargained for.
They're bad enough alone, but together these two are just plain creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene.
Oh boy.
Alright, I feel like this is a good enough place to end things. I feel like I'm about to fall over. I'm sorry, but the giggle fits that Blackquill gives me just makes me so exhausted. I feel so exhausted right now. Like, talking for an hour straight and doing voices for everyone is exhausting enough, but add in the unfiltered laughter, oh my god. So yeah, for a second there, I thought for sure this trial phase would end, and we'd go, investigate the crime scene more, learn more about this third party ourselves, but now I guess we're gonna be cross-examining Jinxie first. I wonder if Mr. LaBelle will be cross-examined too here, or if he'll be saved for the second and final trial phase. Huh. Yeah, you never know. Jinxie's testimony could point a finger at LaBelle and could bring him in that way. Hard to say. At any rate, yeah, I have a problem. God, I wonder if any other Let's Player of these games have run into this issue of just losing their shit at Blackquill. I mean, I don't even know why I find it so funny. He's just such an edgelord. It's hilarious to me. I don't know why. It's especially funny because, like, right at this very moment, I'm squeezing in yet another replay of the game Ghost of Tsushima. Before, like, Elden Ring expansion comes out and Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail, so I'm already immersed in the katana weeaboo cool factor-ness already, so it's like, what's so funny about seeing it here in Ace Attorney? I don't know. Maybe it's just his appearance. He looks so edgy. Oh, well, I guess this is a mystery to sleep on. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Dual Destinies. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.